What's up, people? Welcome back to Daily Red Devil, and welcome to the latest installment of our In-Topic Focus series, where each episode we deep dive into a different topic surrounding Manchester United. On this week's episode, we will be exploring the question, 5 reasons why Manchester United are trying to sign Sofyan Amrabat. Before we get started, I do ask, please do smash a like on the video, please do subscribe to the channel, and do get involved in the comment section and let me know what you think about this player. So, let's jump straight on into it. For those of you who are unaware of this player, he's a 26-year-old Moroccan international, currently plays his football for Fiorentina in Serie A. Had a very, very good World Cup. And one thing that I do want to throw in from the very, very beginning of this breakdown is he did used to play for Erik ten Hag at FC Utrecht in the Eredivisie. So they do already have an existing relationship together. Now, by way of the gossip, before we do the 5 reasons, the current stance at the moment is it looks like Manchester United will be submitting a bid for this player, but are currently waiting for either Fred or Donny van de Beek to leave the club, and then they will submit their bid. This is what Fabrizio Romano has reported as of today's date. But we're not here to talk about gossip. We're here to talk about 5 reasons why Sofyan Amrabat is a must for Manchester United. So, the first one that I want to jump into is his ability to pick up passes and keep up the momentum building in the team. He isn't your average CDM. He really, really isn't. His ball playing is absolutely elite. His pass accuracy is elite. Last season, he averaged 40.2 passes a game with a 91% pass accuracy. As we know, Erik ten Hag likes to play dominating football where it's high possession, and he hates people to give away the ball. So for somebody to get 91% pass accuracy across all, average across the season, that's very, very good. And it's not like he's doing short passes. It's not like he's doing the old McTominay side-to-side pass that we used to see year on year at Manchester United. He attempts hard passes. He attempts long balls. He averaged 4.8 long balls per game last season with an 83% pass accuracy. So, as I just said, he does try and, push forward the play. He isn't somebody who gets it and passes it backwards or passes it side to side. He does actively try and pass the ball forwards when he gets the ball, which is something I really, really like about this player, because as much as Casemiro is good at doing that, people like Fred and McTominay especially, are really not very good at getting the ball forward. They get the ball, they take a couple of seconds on it, and then they either pass it backwards or sideways. Sofyan Amrabat receives the ball, he looks around, he's very aware, he passes quickly. And as I said, 91% pass accuracy, and then 83% long ball pass accuracy, which is very, very solid. And we know that's exactly what Erik ten Hag needs in his system. The second reason why Amrabat is a must for Manchester United is his ability to break up the opposition play and reclaim the ball. He is absolutely elite at stopping people getting past him. And last season for Fiorentina, he was so good at reclaiming the ball when Fiorentina lost the ball and ultimately found themselves in difficult positions. And the thing which I really do like about this player is when he reclaims the ball, he looks for forward passes. He doesn't pass it backwards. He'll break up the play. He'll stop the attackers, and then he'll try and start an attack. For somebody who is a CDM, he is actually quite attacking, and he does, for Fiorentina at least, have quite a lot of freedom to explore going forward, which, as we've seen with Casemiro, at Real Madrid, Casemiro never got to go forward, did he? He was literally the CDM. But in Erik ten Hag's team, he does encourage people to go forward as well. He wants to sit on the halfway line at all times, doesn't he, when we have the possession? So someone like Sofyan Amrabat, who is a CDM, his best attributes are defending, reclaiming the ball, etc., etc. He is also good at going forward. So that is something that I really, really do like about this player. And it means that if we did play a formation like a 4-2-3-1 with ultimately 2 defensive midfielders being Sofyan Amrabat and Casemiro, we still do have an offensive positivity there. It's not like we have 2 CDMs who are literally just going to sit there and try and pass the ball backwards. Both Casemiro and Sofyan Amrabat are good at getting the ball forward. They're good at starting attacks. So yeah, that's something that I really, really do like about this player. And to build on that, the third reason why Amrabat must be signed by Manchester United is his ability to put in penetrating runs. His ability to carry the ball from deep comfortably with the ability to drift past opponents in the process. He's absolutely elite at doing this. I've watched him quite a lot of times last season, and since we've been linked to him, I've been watching quite a few of his games back on repeat. I've been watching clips on YouTube, all sorts of different things. And honestly, when he gets the ball, he tries to go forward with it. He does. He's so strong and he's so physical that he can get past people. He'll win the ball back in the kind of number 6 role, just in front of the defence. And he will look to carry the ball forward. He'll look to make penetrating runs. And the amount of attacks that he started last season for Fiorentina from doing that was absolutely incredible. And I do think that's something that we are lacking at Manchester United at the moment, because you have people like Eriksen, who's obviously good attacking, but he's not very good defensively. You have people like Mason Mount, who's again good going forward, not very good defensively. Bruno Fernandes, he puts a lot of work in, but he's not great defensively. So yeah, I think somebody who is really, really rock solid right in front of those 2 defenders a number 6, but somebody who can actually do the penetrating runs, can carry the ball forward, and has that physical presence, which will have no issues in the Premier League with. He'll be very, very solid against those kind of more physical players in the Premier League. The fourth reason is his ability to read the game from defensive midfield, and he also is able to cover a lot of ground. He's got really, really high stamina. He works very, very hard. He isn't a lazy player. He is one of those types of players who literally gives 110% every single game. He runs non-stop, and as I said, his stamina is elite. And obviously being that player who's sat in front of the 2 defenders, he's able to read the game really, really well. As we've said earlier on in the video, he's not somebody who passes the ball backwards. He'll try and get the ball forwards. He'll try and make penetrating runs. And a lot of the time he is successful with that just because of how elite his knowledge of the game is and how good he is at reading the play. The fifth and final reason, which I think is actually probably the most important out of all of these reasons, is he offers something different to what we currently have. All right, Casemiro is the only defensive midfielder we have. If you list our other midfielders, we've got Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, Donny van de Beek, Eriksen, Fred, Scott McTominay. All of them aren't very good defensively. I know Kobe Mainoo is, but obviously I don't think we can rely on Kobe Mainoo from this moment now. So bringing in someone like Amrabat, I'm not saying he's exactly the same as Casemiro, but he is a little bit more similar type of player than obviously Bruno is, you know? He'll happily do the dirty work. He'll happily sit in front of those defense. He'll happily work really, really hard for the team. Whereas I think people like Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen, Donny van de Beek, they're all better going forward. They're better in the kind of the opponent's half. Whereas someone like Amrabat, he can sit in front of the defence. He's happy to defend. He's very good at it. He's very good at breaking up the play. But when he does get the ball, he can also go forward as well, which I think is a massive, massive positive for Manchester United, because all of those other players, they could do a job in that position, but they're just not very good there, to be completely honest with you. I don't think they have the physicality. You know, you look at Bruno Fernandes, you look at Eriksen, you look at Donny van de Beek, they are not as physical as Sofyan Amrabat. Sofyan Amrabat he's bigger, he's stronger, he's more physical. He is kind of more similar to Casemiro. Casemiro is a lot stronger than all of those other players we have listed off. And I don't really want to see Bruno Fernandes back in the CDM position. I don't really like that. Bruno needs to be playing in the number 10. He needs to be further up the pitch. The same with Mason Mount. I don't want to see Mason Mount playing as a CDM. That's not what he's been brought here for. And bringing in someone like Sofyan Amrabat completely unlocks that midfield. It allows us to have that protection in front of our defence, where we go away to Liverpool, we go away to the Etihad, we go away to Arsenal, all of these really, really tough fixtures. And you could play a defensive midfield of Casemiro and Sofyan Amrabat, and the physicality and the strength of that midfield will be really, really difficult to break down. The games where we got really battered last year were because of our midfield. We lost 7-0 to Liverpool, 4-0 to Brentford. Our midfield just completely capitulated in those games, all right? And that was purely because, in my opinion, that we didn't have the physical presence there, and as soon as you let in a couple, the whole team just completely goes then. But I honestly think that if you have Sofyan Amrabat, it'll be very, very difficult for people to get past him, because of all the reasons we've outlined in this video. But for me, he is an absolute essential signing for Manchester United. And I would actually say that out of all of our signings, him and Onana are probably the two most important ones. As much as I'm excited about Rasmus Højlund, I think he's going to need time to kind of settle in, and I'm not going to say that I want him to score 50 goals or something stupid this season. Whereas Amrabat, he comes straight into that team and he offers something which we've never had for a very, very long time. The last one was probably someone like Matic or somebody like that. We haven't had a really, really solid CDM other than Casemiro for a very long time. And I think we need at least two. I know Kobe Mainoo's coming through, and I know a lot of you are very, very excited about him, but I don't think it's fair to kind of throw Kobe Mainoo right in at the deep end. And it is also worth noting that Kobe Mainoo is also now injured. So it is absolutely essential that we get this deal over the line. And for me, as I said, it will be one of the most important transfers of our window. As always, I do look forward to hearing your comments on this potential signing. What do you think of Sofyan Amrabat? Is there anything in the video that you think I haven't highlighted? Is there any elements of his game that you're worried about? Do let me know in the comments section below. This has been Daily Red Devil, and this has been 5 reasons why Manchester United must sign Sofyan Amrabat. Please do smash a like on the video on your way out. Please do subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Lots of love. Peace out.